In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to create SSIS projects, SSAS and SSRS projects. First of all, go to File and then New and create a new project. And in the Business Intelligence component, you have to select Integration Services first. Here you can give any type of name and select Integration Services project and click OK. In the control flow panel, first of all, you have to put a data flow task and then double click on it and then put source assistant tool. Here choose flat file, then new, OK. Here you have to choose the .csv format file of your dataset from your computer. Here is my dataset and open. Then check if the columns are correct and then click OK. Then put destination assistant. Choose SQL server, new, OK. Here you have to specify the server name, SQL server name. In my case it is HPDEB01, and then you have to choose the database. Here in my SQL I have created an empty database called DMDW test01. I'm going to choose it and see if the connection is okay. It is okay. Then as the next step, I'm going to connect flat file source with the OLEDB. Then double click on OLEDB destination node, and here you have to select your table. And go to mappings and check if the mappings are correct. Then click OK, and then go to control flow, put an execute SQL task node, double click on it. Here you have to specify your connection, and then in the SQL statement column you have to give a simple query. In my case, I'm going to first of all add my table that I have just inserted into my newly created database, which is BMW test01. As my query, I'm going to show all my columns, and then click OK. Then connect to execute SQL task with the data flow task. That's it. Then you have to run your project, and then as the final step you have to run your project and see if it works. So that is how you do the SSIS project. Now let's see how to do the SSAS project. As the first step, we created SSIS project. There in the database we added our data file, and let's see if the data is added to the database. And yes, it is added. Now let's create our SS. In the Visual Studio, as previously mentioned, create a new project. There in the Business Intelligence, choose Analysis Services and give any name you want and click Analysis Services, multidimensional and data mining. Click OK. There, first of all, what you have to do is go to data sources, right click on it and create new data source. Click next. Here you have to give a new server. Choose your SQL server and your database name, which is you used previously, and test the connection, and then click OK. Then click next. Here click tick on use the service account. Next, you can type any name here. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then finish, and then right click on data source views Next, make sure you have selected the previously created server. Next, then go to data source view, right click new data source view. Next, choose your SQL server which you were created in the previous step, and here select all your database tables and click next. This is your table, you can give any name you want. Finish, and you will be seeing your database tables. And then as the next step, let's create dimensions. Click on dimension, right click new dimensions. Next, use an existing table. Next, here let's create a dimension for customers. First of all, in the name column choose surname. Next, make sure it is ticked these columns. Next, and choose the rest of the columns. Next, and you can give any name you want and click finish. And then let's create a hierarchy for the customer dimension. So first of all, I'm going to put the country and then maybe the city with the custom ID, which is the primary key. And if you want, you can rename your hierarchy. Then go to dimension, right click on process, yes, and no, there's an error as well. We have to give our server name, SQL server name here, which is HPDB01, and click OK. Then do the processing again. Click yes, and here it shows the deployment, and it says deployment completed successfully. So likewise, you have to create all your dimensions. So I have created 3 dimensions here. Then the next step is to create the cube. Right click on cube, new cube, next, and choose the transaction fact table and click next. Here make sure these things are ticked. Next, and your dimension, next, and click finish. And you have created your data warehouse. And you can go to dimension usage and see the usage of your dimensions and those information. So this is how you create SSAS project. Then as the next step, we are going to create the reporting services project. In the business intelligence, select reporting services. Here report server project wizard, and you can give any name you want. Okay. And here click next. Click on edit. You have to give your server name, your SQL server name, and your database name, and click test connection to see if the connection is correct, and click OK. Then you have to click next. Click on query builder, and here you have to add the tables you want to get the reports from. So I'm going to get a report from customers table. So I'm going to click table and I'm going to display all the customer columns and click OK. Then next, then you have to select uh, type of the report. I'm going to do a tabular report, and here you can give the display fields. So I'm going to put the custom ID in the page, name in the group, and city ID, and the surname in the group. And then next, then you can click the type of the layout. I choose stepped and then I click finished. So you can give a name to your report and click on finish. So then the Visual Studio is generating your report and you will see the results. So this is your report. So this is the preview of your report, and let's see the actual report. So that is how you create SSRS project. So in this project series, first of all, what we did was we create SSIS project. There we extracted our data from our .csv file to our database. Then in the SSAS project, we created the dimensions, and then the SSRS project, we displayed the data in our databases.